So you've probably noticed this, right? The term AGI is just everywhere all of a sudden. It feels like it went from something you'd only hear about in sci-fi movies to a front-page headline, like overnight. So today, we're going to break it all down. What is it? Why is everyone talking about it right now? And what does it actually mean for all of us?
And yeah, this quote right here, it hits the nail on the head. This isn't just some random startup hype. We're talking about the biggest players in the game. Google, OpenAI, you name it. They're all basically saying, hey, this is coming and it's coming fast. And that's why there's this feeling of urgency and, let's be real, a little bit of panic in the air. So, what is this AGI that is everyone so worked up?
Okay, so before we dive any deeper, let's just make sure we're all on the same page here. What exactly is artificial general intelligence? And maybe more importantly, how is it any different from the AI that's already in our phones and computers every single day?
All right, the really crucial part of this definition is that phrase, without task-specific training. See, this isn't about an AI that's been meticulously programmed to do just one thing, even if it does it perfectly. AGI, it's all about the ability to learn and figure out any kind of mental task, kind of like we do. It's about general smarts, not being a one-trick pony.
This comparison right here makes it super clear. The AI we're used to, it's a total specialist. Think of it like a super-powered calculator that only does one thing. But AGI, that's the generalist. It's the difference between a tool that only does math and a mind that can learn math and then decide to learn literature and then teach itself how to code, all without needing us to reprogram it for each new thing.
So that brings us to the big question, right? Why now? Why is this conversation absolutely exploding at this very moment? What's so special about 2025 that makes it feel like we're all standing on the edge of a massive cliff, about to see something huge?
Just look at this timeline. It shows you how insanely fast things are escalating. In 2024, we got these massive breakthroughs in the models themselves. That leads directly to this boom in what are called autonomous agents in early 2025. And these are basically AIs that can handle complex multi-step jobs all by themselves. That's a huge, huge leap. Because of that, the big tech companies are now practically forced to start talking publicly about their AGI plans, which then lights a fire under governments to figure out how the heck to regulate this stuff. It's like watching dominoes fall, one after the other, in real time.
But, it's not just about the tech getting smarter. There are a few other huge things fueling this fire. First, the cost to run these things is dropping, which means more and more people can get their hands on it. Second, AI isn't just about text anymore. It's multi-modal, which is a fancy way of saying it can see, hear, and understand images, video, and audio. It's getting a real sense of our world. And of course, you've got this immense corporate pressure, this feeling of use AI or get left behind. Then the media jumps on it, and you get this perfect storm of fear and excitement. The whole thing just feeds on itself. Honestly, this is the simplest and best way to think about what this actually means for you and me. We're not just upgrading our tools, like getting a better calculator. We're talking about going from a calculator to a full-on digital coworker, an autonomous partner that could handle entire projects for you. That's not just an upgrade, that's a fundamental shift in how work gets done, period.
Okay, so whenever you're talking about a technology this powerful, you know the stakes are going to be incredibly high. And right now, the whole conversation is basically split down the middle, looking at two totally different futures. One is filled with unbelievable promise, and the other, well, it's filled with some pretty serious danger.
And this table really lays it all out, doesn't it? I mean, look at the opportunities column. We're talking about accelerating scientific breakthroughs, maybe by decades, finding diseases earlier and more accurately than ever before, giving every single student on the planet a personalized tutor. The potential good here is just staggering. But then you look at the other side. The concerns are just as massive. Widespread job displacement, and not just for factory jobs, but for artists, writers, programmers, you name it. Then there's the really scary stuff, like model misalignment. What if we build something super intelligent, but its goals don't quite line up with ours? And of course, the huge, huge risk of putting all this power into the hands of just a handful of massive companies.
So, after all that, the good, the bad, the mind-blowing, what's the final takeaway? Why does any of this matter to you right now, today?
Because here's the absolute bottom line. This isn't science fiction anymore. It's not a what-if conversation for some far-off future. The decisions being made right now in corporate boardrooms and at global safety summits, those decisions are going to directly shape our economy, our jobs, and our entire society. This isn't a problem for our kids to solve. It's happening right now.
And that really brings us to the ultimate question, doesn't it?
Is this thing going to be a force for good, or is it going to be incredibly dangerous? After all the hype, all the promises, and all the warnings, where do you land? Because the future of AGI isn't set in stone. It's being written as we speak. And just by understanding what we talked about today, you're taking the first step in being part of that conversation. So, what do you think?